So, one thing to understand about the sex industry, which encompasses human trafficking, sex trafficking specifically, child trafficking, strippers, prostitutes, all of it is encompassed in the sex industry, which is the second largest globalized industry in the entire world, second to the drug trade industry, which they both
Wow.
go hand in hand.
Mm.
And there's not a better for me, a more bold calling to say, hey, what is the largest industry? Sadly, it's the darkest industry out there that is growing. One of the things also is that I think it's good to explain the difference between like human trafficking and exploitation.
Okay.
There is a difference. I think a lot of people know the sex industry or strippers or dancers or what strip clubs as like the pretty woman example, right? Like
Oh, yeah.
Julia Roberts, like it's glamorized, it's pretty. But 70% of all trafficking victims are trafficked through a strip club in the United States. So
Mm.
when we care about trafficking victims, we've also got to care about exploited people in those places.
Yeah.
I think in my book I mentioned that there was a woman that shared with me. She every time she drove past the strip club, she would turn her face and turn her head towards away from that place. But inside those places are people and trafficking victims, which I know the world has become aware of. Some other statistics that most people don't know: 95% of women that have been sexually abused, or sorry, that are in the industry, were sexually abused as children.
Mm.
So when we start pointing fingers at people and go, well, they chose to do that, or, that's their choice. They could get out if they wanted to. The enemy started stealing from them a long, long time before they ever ended
Yeah.
up there.
Yeah.
And so the last most powerful statistic is that 89% of women want out of the sex industry, but feel they have no other means of survival. And so Scarlet Hope is able to come in and say, yeah, that's a lie from the enemy. Now there's opportunity and now there's a choice.